There's a great story about a couple that describes their marriage, and the man is talking. He says, in the first year of our dating, when we got to know each other, I did all the talking, she did all the listening, and then in the first year of marriage, she did all the talking, and I did all the listening, and now after the first year of marriage, we both do all the talking, and it's the neighbors that do all the listening. Now, I personally hate those kind of self-deprecating jokes because I believe that marriage is sacred and marriage is beautiful. And I believe that marriage is so much more exciting than dating. Because when you're dating for marriage, let's face it, there's an ulterior motive. You're dating for business. In our circles, we don't date.
Outcome-oriented.
They're outcome-oriented, exactly. Now, let's make a distinction here. In the secular culture of America, people date for recreational purposes. In the more observant Jewish world, we date for business. We date for marriage, right? And we figure out, is he the one? Is she the one? Does this look promising or not? And we sort of whittle down as we proceed. So I'm not talking about dating for recreational purposes. That's got its own podcast, I'm sure, which is its own big topic. But when assuming that you're talking about our more observant Jewish communities where we're dating for marriage purposes, when you're doing that kind of dating and you're trying to figure out if this is the one, then you're being very judgmental. To be honest, you're being extremely judgmental and critical because if she's going to say something that runs contrary to my values, or if he's going to deal with the waiter or do something in a way that's inappropriate, then I'm cutting him off. There's nothing unconditional about dating for marriage. It is entirely judgmental. It's a highly critical process, very self-centered, to be perfectly honest. It's all about me, and I'm trying to figure out if you are a good fit for me. But when you're married, now you can really start dating. Because when you're married, this is about unconditional love and acceptance and embrace of all of you. It's like under the chuppah. I always tell my brides and grooms when they come under the chuppah, I say, look, we're under the chuppah, under the wedding canopy. The bride, she took about 6 hours, maybe 2 days to get dressed. But you know how long it took the groom to get dressed? 15 minutes flat, right? Yet whose face?
So long?
Maybe including the shower, right? So why is it that we're covering the face of the bride? If you want to cover somebody's face, then cover the face of the groom. She's so beautiful, he's kind of okay. The idea behind that is that marriage is no longer about external beauty perceptions. Marriage is not about how good you look on the outside or how good you might make me feel on a superficial level. Marriage is about covering your external beauty so that I have no choice but to get to know you on a far more deeper, on a far more permanent, far more unconditional level. That's what we're doing under the wedding canopy, under the chuppah, is that we're making a bond that overrides rhyme and reason, even when it doesn't make sense, even when things don't look so pretty anymore, even when you might wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning with bad hair, we're still committed to each other. And that's the kind of dating that happens after you're married, because now you're just getting to know each other without judgment, without saying, this person's no longer for me. Now you're saying, I'm going to love you with all the good, the bad, and the ugly. Warts and all, I'm going to embrace you. What's a human embrace? Human embrace, a kiss is on the front, kiss is on the cheeks or something, right? But when you embrace someone, you're hugging them from behind. You're saying, all of you is what I'm taking in. I'm embracing, I'm connecting, I'm accepting you in your totality. There is no exclusions to this kind of embrace. I would say that dating before marriage is like a kiss. It's like, we're connecting with the parts of you that I can see, the parts of you that appeal to me. But dating after marriage is more like a hug, is more like an embrace where I'm accepting you with unconditional love. But I want to just to your second point over there. One of our supporters, our members, he tells me, Rabbi, I don't understand. He's a very successful businessman, huge philanthropist. He tells me, I don't understand why people feel that women need to have a career. I mean, it's a little off topic, but I'm going to pull it right back in. Why do they feel that women are somehow, treated less respectfully because they don't have a career and then maybe they're home with the kids, let's say. It's a very secular businessman. He's on a journey to Torah and mitzvahs. He says, on their deathbed, I've never heard a human being say that I wish I spent more time in the office. What they do say is that they're most proud of their children and their loved ones. So here you have a man who's working all day in the office and a woman who's spending time with the kids. This is our ultimate intention. This is our most prized and precious asset. This is our greatest investment. So why would you consider that somehow less than the man who's working in the office? And I'd like to use that story to try to come back to your question when you ask me, so when you're dealing with the chaos of life, and you're trying to keep up in the rat race and, the stock market and, keeping up with maintaining the home and the plumbing and the electrical and paying the bills and doing all the other things that you have to do in managing your business, how can you not make time for your most precious and prized achievement? And that is your marriage. Everything else is external. Everything else is merely a tangent in order to be able to reach the ultimate prize, which is your marriage. Because God forbid for us to make the mistake to be so busy making a living that we don't have time to live.